a little bit more about articles, okay? So as you can see, we have the, a, and no article, right? When we are using this. I want you to tell me, how do we classify these articles? How do we classify them? ¿Cómo podríamos clasificarlos? Is there any classification for articles? Any ideas? So here we have a, and the, right? How do we classify them? No? Okay, so we have two classifications for articles, okay? We have definite articles and we have indefinite articles too, okay? Which of them do you think are definite and which of them do you think are indefinite? So I want you to tell me which of these are definite and which of them are indefinite articles. What do you think? Any ideas?
Definite article the.
Again, please.
Definite the and indefinite and
Very good. So we have definite the, and the indefinite articles are a or an, right? Okay. And what is a definite article? What do you understand for this definite article in your own words? It doesn't have to be correct, but what do you think is this? What could be a definite article? Any ideas?
Something that is definite a thing.
Okay. Anybody else?
Places.
Okay, to say places. Okay, could be.
to refer a specific
Names.
thing like that, the only thing like that.
Okay, something
So
that
you
is
could,
specific.
yes.
Okay. What about indefinite articles?
This like for to talk about a kind of things,
Okay.
a
Okay.
group of things like that.
Okay. So today I want you to take notes. We are going to learn the difference between definite and indefinite articles and when to use them. Okay. Pay attention. So what is a definite article? It says it is used when the speaker talks about a specific object that both the person speaking and the listener know. So if I say the, we are talking about something that I know and that you know. Okay, for example, if I say the English class starts at 8:30. So this is something that I know, the English class, and something that you know. This is something definite. It's a specific thing, object, or place. Okay? So the or person could be too. An indefinite article, it says, they are used when we don't specify the things or people we are talking about. Something that we don't specify. Okay? Let's see two examples. I want to buy the computer we saw yesterday in the store. Okay, as you can see in this example, I use the because I know the computer and the other person know the computer because both of us saw the computer yesterday in the store. Okay, so it's a specific object. I want to buy this specific computer, not other computer, the one that we saw yesterday. So that's when we use the for something specific, okay? And what about this one? It says, I want to buy a computer. As you can see in this sentence, I am not talking about something specific. I am talking about any computer. I want to buy a computer. I am not specifying which one, but a computer, any computer, okay? So this is the difference between definite article the and indefinite article a or an. Okay, any questions until here? Okay,
The article they is only for a specific object.
very good. Yes, only for a specific objects, places, or maybe people, thing. Okay. Okay, let's move on. So here you have a sentence, and I want you to tell me which are the articles in these sentences. It says, they've just come out with a computer that doesn't need any wires. If the computer is not too far away from a printer, both machines can be connected through infrared. What are or which are the articles in this sentence, in this phrase? Can you tell me? What are the
Yeah.
articles?
A
Take
computer.
A
The
computer, very good. Any other?
the
A
computer.
computer.
The computer. Any other?
A printer.
A printer. Okay. Here we have, that's the last one, right? A printer. But as you can see, we use a computer in the first one, and we use the computer in the second one. Why do you think is that? Why in the first sentence I use a computer, and in the second I use the?
Because it's mentioned at the first time.
Okay.
And the second, we use the.
Okay.
Because it's using it.
Okay, maybe. Any other ideas? Your partner said, here we use a because we are mentioning this for the first time. Very good. And what about this one? No? Okay, because in this situation, we are talking about the same computer, right? We mentioned for the first time a computer, and in the second part, we are talking about the same computer. Okay, that's why we use the, because in this sentence, we are talking about a specific object, this one. Okay, so we use a or an when you mention an object for the first time in a conversation. Okay, and we use the when you refer to the same object again. For example, I can say, I watched a movie yesterday. Okay, the movie was very interesting. Okay, so at the beginning, I said a movie. And in the second part, I mentioned this movie again. The movie was really interesting. Okay, so remember this. When you mention something for the first time, a or an, and then we can mention this again using the. Okay? And here we have some uses for the. Okay, for example, like here we have, did you watch the movie I recommended you last week? Okay, as you can see, we use the here. Why do you think we use the in these questions and we don't use a? Why? Why could be the reason?
Because the speaker and the person who is listening knows what they are talking about.
Very good. Both know what movie they are talking about, right? They are talking something or someone that is really known. It's already known. Okay, so the movie is already known. They know what they are talking about, what movie, right? Then we have here, yesterday I watched a movie. The actors in the movie were famous. What do you think about this one? Why do we use the?
Because the movie it was mentioned.
Very good. As in the last example, right? The movie was mentioned before here. So, something or someone that has been mentioned before. ¿Ok? Cuando hablamos de algo que ya ha sido mencionado antes, utilizamos the. Very good. Here, the journalist who appears on TV every morning.
Yeah, talking about a specific person.
Yes, we are talking about a specific person, this journalist, no another one, right? The journalist, to indicate an exact person, object, or idea, right? And here we have the sun is shining brightly today. What do you think?
Because
Why?
it's explaining,
Eric?
because it's explaining the sun. The sun is shining brightly today.
Because it's
Explain.
explaining. Okay, could be. Any other options? Any other ideas?
Because the sun is unique. There are no more.
Yes, because the sun is unique, right? The only one in the context. We have only one sun, right? We don't have a lot of suns. Okay, so it's unique. It's the only one in the context. So that's why we use the. Okay, so in these situations, we can use the. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Here I have some sentences and I want you to tell me which of them are correct and which of them are incorrect. For example, number one, it says, that was the most expensive, the most technological device I've seen. Okay, in this sentence, do you think the use of the is correct or incorrect?
It's correct.
Correct.
Correct, okay,
Correct.
why?
Because there is a superlative.
Very
and
good. We have a superlative here, the most technological device, right? So remember that we use the always with superlatives. Okay, what about this one? The first cell phone I bought was too big to carry. Correct or incorrect?
Correct, teacher.
Correct, okay, why?
Mm,
Why do you think it's correct?
It's on a specific object.
Okay. What is this? The first. Is a sequence marker, right? Nos indica secuencia. The first, the second, the third, the last one. Okay, so it's a sequence marker. When we are saying sequencers, we need to use the. Okay, what about this one? The last time Michelle opened her computer was the last Saturday. What do you think about this one? Correct or incorrect?
correct.
Correct.
Correct. Why? We have the
Yes,
here, and we have
Sequence
also
mark. Yeah.
sequence markers.
sequence markers, both of them.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, no, the sentence is incorrect. Why? Because here we have a sequence marker, but here we have the last Saturday. We don't say the last Saturday. What do we say?
Last Saturday.
Last Saturday. We don't need to say the last Saturday. This is a very common mistake we normally have when we are speaking English. We say the last Saturday or the last month or the last, I don't know, weekend. Okay, we don't say this. Last weekend, last Saturday, okay? So this is the correct sentence. The last time Michelle opened her computer was last Saturday, okay? What about this one? The last year I went to the USA to check the new phone on the market.
It's incorrect.
Incorrect. Why?
Incorrect.
Why?
The last year I went to USA to
Yes,
check.
we don't
a
say
new
the
cell
last
phone.
year, right? Okay, so we say last year.
Sure.
Very good. So remember, we use the when we have superlatives or sequence markers. For example, the first, the second, the third, the last, etc. And we don't use the when we are saying next week, next month, or next year. We don't say the next week. It's incorrect, okay? So when we have next, the expression with next, we don't use the. And when we have expressions with last, we don't say the. Last Monday, last week, last weekend, okay? Be careful with this. Okay, let's move on to a and an. Okay, so when do we use a generally in sentences? Do you remember? When do we
When
use
we
it?
try to
When the when word when word
When the word,
when the word begin with uh, with a consonant.
very good. When the following word starts with a consonant, right? For example, a policeman needs to be in shape. Police starts with a consonant. What about an?
Is when the
I
following
think
word start with vowel.
Very good. When the following word starts with a vowel, con una vocal, ¿cierto? Working as an actor is difficult. Actor starts with a vowel, right? So here we have two other sentences. It says, I opened the door and I saw a package on the floor and I asked a salesman for help. So we use am when we are talking about a person, idea, object that is mentioned for the first time. Remember in the last examples? And we use a to also when we are talking about a member of a group. Okay, I asked a salesman. Okay, so a salesman is the member of a group, the group of people that works in this store. Okay, so that's when we use a or an. Then we have here the article, no article. Okay, so we have here different sentences and I want you to tell me which of them are correct. Number one, the cell phones are very useful for students to do their homework. And cell phones are very useful for students to do their homework. Which of these two sentences do you think is correct?
Second one.
The second one. Why?
Second one.
Why? Why? Because
it's not a
specific, right? It's not something specific. We are talking in general. This is a general statement, right? What about this one? Athletes have to train very hard before competitions, and the athletes have to train very hard before competitions. What about this one?
the second one too.
The second is correct?
The first,
Yes.
Okay, the first one is correct, and the second one is incorrect, right? We talk in plural, okay, when we are talking about a group of peoples or things in general, okay? For example, students, I can say, but not the students, okay? Number 3, the classical music is good for the soul. Classical music is
The
good for the
first.
soul. The first is correct?
Yes.
The first, because it's a specific classical.
The music.
the second,
The second is correct. Why? Because we are talking about something that is abstract, something that is uncountable. Music is uncountable, it's abstract. That's why we don't use an article. Okay, be careful with that when you are talking about something that is abstract. Okay, so we don't use articles for general statements or things that are abstract. Okay, very good. So these are the explanation for the articles. what are you going to do for next class?